All right, welcome back. Video number two.
Yay!
We are on the Psychic Shari YouTube channel where we'll talk things all spiritual with world renowned psychic Shari Klein. She's going to give us our guidance and wisdom regarding various topics that we have. Today, we're going to talk about a question. What's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? I know sometimes they're used interchangeably, but it really isn't the case. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time for you to come on and tell us what the difference is.
Okay. A lot of people probably know this, but there might be some people who don't. Um, from my understanding, a ghost is someone who is here when they cross over or when they die. I'm sorry, and they don't cross over. They're kind of stuck here. Um, from my understanding, there's a light and it starts to dim. They have maybe 7 days to cross over. Once you cross over, then you become a spirit. Then you can come back and forth.
Oh,
Um,
really?
but the ghosts are earthbound. If they don't make that exit, some of them don't want to. Some of them are scared. They've been a bad person and they might go to hell. Some of them, maybe children don't want to leave their mommy or daddy. Maybe they were murdered and there's like, I'm not leaving till they
Yeah.
catch you.
So we have a choice to pass through that light to become a spirit, right? Or we can choose to stay here
Mhm.
trapped as a ghost.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. From my understanding, it's not like you just die and you're just like, what do I do? There's people that don't know to go to the light. From our perspective, I everyone has met with their guides and say, hey, come with us, we'll lead you to, so it's not like you're just standing there like, I hope which door do I
Figure
pick?
this out. Yeah.
Or three? I'd be like, oh my God. So yeah, and then there are people, I've done this before, where there's psychics and mediums that can cross these souls over. Um,
Yeah.
it, it's a process, but yeah, some of them stay around for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we were raised in a haunted house.
Well, we were.
Uh huh. So we had a lot of fun things happen.
And I'm sure our dad is sitting in that house haunting it with all the rest of the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
She's especially his barn in the back. He loved that barn.
Uh huh.
So,
Yeah.
now there are a lot of weird things that happened in that house.
That it kind of, I don't know, when you said that about the barn, this kind of stuck in my mind. Oh gosh, this was many years ago. And like I said, weird things happened in that house. And I was married, not to my husband, but my first husband. And I worked third shift. And I remember mom called me at like 3 in the morning and asked me if I was fighting with my husband. And I'm like, no, I'm at work. Why? And she's like, somebody called here from the house, 911, screaming and crying
Really?
because the police came. I think you were in the service.
Probably. I don't remember it, but yeah.
Yeah. And somebody, two police officers came to the house. And of course, they woke mom and dad up. And um, they're like, 911, somebody called from this house. And they're like, well, we have a phone in the garage, way out in the garage where dad stayed. So one of the officers went back there, and then one stayed with mom. And, they came back in. They're like, nope, nobody's out there. But that number was locked in at 911. They know where it comes
Oh
from.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was a girl screaming and crying for help, but
Wow.
nobody was there. And nobody, it's not like somebody got into dad's garage and then locked it back up when they left. So,
That's yeah, that's unexplainable. But
and things like that, I mean, it's documented. So,
yeah, yeah. And then there's the light. We had the hanging lights.
Yeah.
The light bulbs,
Mm-hmm.
both of them suddenly released at the same time. They came down, according to what Mom said. They came down, not all the way. They just kind of hovered for a second, and then
Mm-hmm.
like exploded.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and they
And
were
she,
still lit as they came down.
and then she said it was like there was an invisible shield around her because the shattered glass came
Hmm.
and was just like a perfect little circle where it didn't come in around her, but it was all around her.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Those lights were weird, um, because I remember when I moved back home and I slept in that room and I was facing those two lights every night and it had one of those dimmer switches on it. And
Yeah.
every night I'd just be sitting there and then it would start to turn down by itself. And for the longest time, I thought dad had it on like some kind of, he was an electrician. I thought he had it on some
Yeah.
kind of a timer where it just, turned down. And
Yeah.
then it finally dawned on me, I'd go to bed at different times and it would do it. And then I'd be like, good night, Casper. And this is before I even got into doing professional readings.
Really.
And
Yeah. Yeah. It was a
so,
long time ago. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
talk about um, the ghost that got right up in your face.
Oh,
Like,
I
that
had
was
had,
crazy.
yeah, I had had surgery on my hands. And my oldest boy was like 5 years old at the time. And I kind of needed help because I couldn't do much with my hand. And so we lived in a tri level and I was on like the main floor, sleeping. I don't know what I must have been on a cot or something. And I would close my eyes. And the minute I closed my eyes, I could hear a party going on, like glasses tinging
Huh.
and muffled voices. I couldn't make out what they were saying. And then I'd open my eyes and it would quit. And then I'd close my eyes. I mean, this went on several times. And then I opened my eyes and there was a man leaning over the bed. He was like 6 inches from my face. He had a handlebar mustaches or
Wow.
a mustache. And I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And he was so, it's, I couldn't see through him. It was like a real person.
Really?
Oh my god, it still freaks me out when I think about it. I threw the covers over my head and I'm like, I have got to get out of here because I'm going to have a heart attack. So
Yeah, those covers will protect you, right?
I know, and as long as I couldn't see them, it's kind of like what are
Yeah.
they, ostrich or something,
Right.
where they stick
Put
their
their
head in
head
the
in the
sand.
sand. Right.
So I thought, all right, I'm going to make a run for it. I threw him off and I ran upstairs and I was going to jump in the bed between mom and dad. And then I thought, oh, I'm scared the ghost will get my son. I guess I better go in there and try to protect him. And so the hall light was on. So I ran in there and I, grabbed a hold of my son and I'm facing the wall and I can see the light shining from in on the wall. Here come the door. You could tell somebody's opening the door because I knew, I just
Really?
knew
Yeah.
whatever that ghost followed me up there.
It's like a horror movie.
Oh my God. The weirdest thing is right when I saw that, that's like all I remember. It's like I instantly went to sleep.
Really? You know, you would go to sleep in the
Yeah,
middle of that? Like,
I know. It's like
wow.
I know. So I don't know what happened. And then I woke up the next morning. I was in the exact same position. Like I never moved. And when I sleep, I flip around like a fish out of water. And that was the strangest thing. And even my son was in the same position.
Really?
And you know him. He's like
Uh,
hyper too.
yeah.
So we're all over the place. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, that
Man.
was that.
Boy, I remember the one time um, our big sister Kathy was at the house, sitting on the chair in the table in the kitchen, talking to mom, and all of a sudden she gets a knocking
Oh yeah.
under the seat of her chair. It's a wooden chair. Just started knocking. and then it started getting louder and louder, and she wasn't didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just like bounced her up in the air. I mean, just like slightly off the ground. It's like,
Yeah.
get out of here, bitch.
Yeah.
and, and
And
so she took that as her cue. She
yeah.
immediately got up and said, I'm leaving. And
Yeah.
then she came back for like 6 months free.
You know, I just can't believe that mom, like dad would be working and mom would stay in that house by herself. Not me. Even as an adult, even in my 40s, I would never stay in that house by myself. I was scared to death of it.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing about it is they weren't violent, they weren't mean. I mean, most of the things were more like fun things that ghosts, I mean, just like curious and
Yeah, like, hey,
uh,
here we are. We hear
yeah,
footsteps and
benevolent. They
yeah,
weren't there to like take over our bodies or anything like that or
yeah,
kill us. They
right.
they were just there,
Uh-huh.
and we kind of got used to it after a while. I
And
think.
yeah, and like I say, this is before I even started doing any of this professionally. But the I think the part, because we try to do things to conjure them up and make them do things, and they never would. It's when they caught you off, they always caught you off guard, or
Yeah,
at least they did me, and then
sure.
I'm like,
That's what scares you.
I know, because I'm like, that is so not cool, like,
Yeah,
but they were probably having a heyday.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think we've gone down the rabbit hole with the ghost topics. These are all ghost stories.
right.
And we could do, and we probably will do, an entire video on all of the other things because we could sit here probably for an hour and talk
Oh,
about a lot of these things.
easily.
So these are ghosts, spirits. Spirits come to you in dreams, right?
Yeah,
For
a
the
lot of
most part.
yeah. And like I say, they can come back. Spirits, um, a lot of times, for mediums, they'll come back and forth. They can come in dreams, just like you could have a dream of, like your grandma who you were really close to.
Right.
Not that we were, but you know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
a lot of people are really close to them, and they say it. This was more than a dream. This was like they were there.
Exactly. Right. I've had dreams where, boy, I mean, it was real.
Yeah, like you can feel them.
Right.
Hmm.
Exactly. And so
Yeah. So,
those are spirits, which are a lot different than ghosts. Those are the spirits that have already crossed over and
and already did the life
they're helping
review.
us guide things.
Hmm.
Yeah. What did you say?
But
Life review? They've been
do
through the
what?
life review. What did you say? Life review?
Yeah.
The spirits?
Yeah. We all do that when we get to the other side.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That might be for another show. I don't know how much time we've
Oh, no.
got.
Yeah.
But yeah. And again, switching back to the Earthbound, again, they will, like people like me that do readings, it's almost like, not that I shine brighter, but maybe I'm just more connected. They'll be more maybe connected or want to come to someone like me, especially if they need
Yes.
help, because we would be the ones that could cross them over. Um,
Right.
and and Ghost will attach to people an example. Um, if somebody was a big drug addict, and if you do drugs, if you're alive, you do drugs, they're going to navigate to you and they're going to want to try to latch onto you so they can get that high,
Yeah.
uh, that fix through you.
Right.
Um,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so, and then that's when we start to get attachments. That's when people have to clear their energy. That could be another show. I can teach people how to clear their energetic field, and even
Yeah.
though it's all over the internet, but I mean, everybody has different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's good. I mean, we're butting up against the time, but I think we've really answered the question: what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? So we appreciate that, and we appreciate all our viewers here. Like and subscribe if you like these videos, and you'll be alerted to um, any future videos that we come up in the future. We'll be doing live streams. Sure, we'll be doing some readings
Yeah.
on and we will randomly select some subscribers for that. So be sure and subscribe to the channel, and maybe you'll get a free reading sometime soon. We got to
Yeah.
get comfortable with the equipment here uh,
Hmm.
and how this is all going to work, but we'll definitely do some live streams,
Yeah.
and uh, we appreciate your watching the videos, and
Yes.
we look forward to seeing you next time.
All righty. Bye,
Take care,
everybody.
everybody.